Hey everybody. Good afternoon. Here we go. Let's get your bow tie straightened up, buddy. Here, let's get your bow tie straightened up. There we go. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Diomedes, you are here. We may begin. Yes. All the important people are here. We got you and Kiba. Minnie might join us in a minute. She hasn't decided yet. There we go. Oh, there she is. I'm here. I'm still gonna pet you. So, Diomedes, I've got some clay measured out. I was gonna do a test big tankard to see. Like, I think I know about like how much clay I should use and about how big it should be, but I want to test this out because I've got to make it a little bit bigger than I think it needs to be. Well, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if it was just a little bit too big. I always try to err on the side of like of more rather than less. What's the matter? There you go. All right. I guess he doesn't want to be our friend today. No more Kiba. Brain cell, hello. Shoo, you know what? It might finally be time to start using some hot water. It's the first day that the water has felt cold, though it is a little bit chilly outside, though it's probably what, 70? I don't know what it is. But it feels chilly. Yes, isn't that bow tie great? Yeah, I got it from at one of our shows we were at. There was a vendor selling bow ties for people and but also smaller ones for dogs or cats. It was called Dapper on Arrival. So if you search like Dapper bow ties, I'm sure it'll come up. Well, let's see. Get this. Get that to where I'm not going to be bumping into it as much. There we go. Shazam, hey, good afternoon. So did everybody have a good Halloween? Anybody get to go trick-or-treating? We had some trick-or-treaters, or did you have trick-or-treaters? It rained here most of the afternoon, and it lightened up around 6 o'clock, so we had, and it was dark by 6:30, so we had a few, like, determined trick-or-treaters. We did. We gave out a bag of candy. I wasn't even, like, limiting people. I was like, just get a big handful. Like, you're probably the only ones we're going to have. Just take the whole bag. But we had down in our downtown area where the shop is, they had a trick or treat like thing, a boo bash is what they called it actually, on Tuesday. So that's when we handed out the majority of our candy. I'm starting out with an experiment because we have Diomedes in here who has requested a custom 32 ounce, which is going to be more like a standard shape because it's going to be a cylinder shape. I'm thinking like, big beer stein. So this is 2 pounds of clay. which is still what I would normally make the 32-ounce tankard out of. Just instead of going wider, we're going to go taller. This is similar to like canisters that I make. I make different sized canisters out of 4 pounds of clay. So I think it'll be about the right size. And I'll compare this to my like normal size pieces. So happy first day of November, and I apologize if you've already had to hear Christmas music. Alright, so I'm going to put a little marker there just because I like to put a little separation point. I don't think I'll use that as a to put the handle on, so it may not matter. A lot of times when I'm doing canisters, I'll do something like that to mark where I want to put the handle, or on my regular mugs. But we're going to see how much this thing holds. How tall is this thing? Seven 3/4 inches on the outside. 7.5 on the inside. I don't think I can see the 4-inch mark anymore. I think it may have gotten wiped away, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Right at 4 inches. Four inches is very similar to 10 centimeters, so it's a little bit more. Oh, now I can't get to my phone because I put it in my pocket. Here we go. Why do I wear an apron? Hold on just a second, guys. All right, now I've got my phone out where I can reach it. Because I do have a cat at the vet. Nothing like horrible, just she's got a little infection. So I was expecting them to call at some point and say she was ready. Diomedes, you're back. All right, so we're gonna like measure this thing, and one thing I'm gonna do. Let's see if I had this on my phone. Like I want to play with this. I looked up like the volume of things. Let's see if I can remember this. So the volume of a cylinder is not the radius, but the diameter, which we're going to say is 4 inches, because that's what that was. 4 inches cubed times pi times the height, which was a 7.5, divided by 4. That is not right. Is there something else? I've got to go look at the formula, because I did look it up. Let's see if I'll still left it up on the computer. Maybe it was only squared, because I looked up a couple different, because I was doing like the volume of the circles and of the cylinders and everything, so. While I'm doing this, we did have so we had a couple trick-or-treaters last night, but after being together over 20 years, Daniel finally made me watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So I now can say that I have seen that, and like I don't care for scary movies at all, but it was like, and it's not a scary movie, but it's like silly, stupid, and now I can say that I have seen it in all of its glory, and I will never look at balloon animals the same way again. My current cylinder has a 4-gallon capacity full. I doubt that. I think some of the measurements may be off. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it was just squared. So instead of cubed, I think the sphere was cubed. So if we have 4 inches squared times pi times the height, 7.5, divided by 4. It was 94 cubic inches, and then because I did this, because I thought it was really cool, because I like math. divide by 1.8. Is that right? I'm just going to plug it in here. 94, 94, 52 ounces. That's a bit much, don't you think? Don't you think that's a bit much? 52 ounces? All right. Even if I, and that's to the rim, even if I do that like minus, so 52 minus 12% is 45 ounces to the rim, which gives you once like, and that doesn't actually like account for the glaze. Like that's a whole nother like equation that would be fun to calculate. For me, it would be fun to calculate sometime to see how much room the glaze takes up to be on the inside here. But that would leave you 10 ounces of just like a little bit so that you're not to the rim. That would. Okay. So I think this would be okay, even if it was more, like it's not 32, going to be 30. It said 42 ounces to the rim after shrinkage, which would give you a little bit of, like, you know, slosh room. See, isn't math fun? Now I've got to remember, like, now let's measure this. I said it was 7.5 on the inside, so I'm gonna like look at my guide and see where we're at. I could also go like with the little sample back here. We're like got a little bit of that. I would like to know how wide this thing is. It's like 4 3/4 on the outside. So let's see if I can make another one just like it. Okay. Let me get another like 2 pounds of clay out. Because before this, I'd only ever measured out 1 pound, or 1 piece. Okay. So this is also 2 pounds. Had to quickly prep clay. Let me get this off of here before I forget to cut under it. There we go. No, wrong one. Because we have had a lot of people like ask if they can just buy like the stamina mugs we have, which are a cylinder. So that may be something that we start doing or offering. I don't know that I'm going to make a bunch of them up and take to shows, but I could at least have them as an option more often. Welcome back, everybody. So I've got another piece measured out here for 2 pounds, because that was just 2 pounds of clay. So let's see if I can do this again. Oh, come on, Twitch. 2 Christmas ads is not very nice. I know, I've been seeing them on, you know, on Facebook and on the internet. Ninja, no! You will not sing that song. Actually, I don't. It doesn't bother me that much, but I'm not in a retail environment where I have to listen to it all day, every day, so. I have not heard it this year. Well, one year we heard it like super early. It was because we were at a Holiday World theme park. All right, that's actually about the same height. We'll see if it needs to like change shape a little bit. I feel like the other one was a bit wider, so I may stretch it out a bit. But we'll straighten it up. Adorn, hey, thank you for the resub. Yeah, it needs to be a bit wider, so I'm going to make it a bit taller if I can. So DMs, is that were you finishing the song? Like, I don't want a lot for Christmas except a mimic mug? So I was trying to stretch it out a little bit. That's good, yeah. So this is a massive 32-ounce cylinder tankard or beer stein for Diomedes. See, I think this one is now wider, so. No, it's actually right about the same. So we're going to make it match. I'm going to do a little thing there. That's 2 matching pieces. You're sitting at your Christmas stand in the mall listening to Christmas music. All right. We have 2 massive tankards here, and you want your logo on both of them? Is that right? To match your other 32-ounce tankard? Like this is you're drinking out of a canister. Like that's what I make for my one of the Nightmare Before Christmas canisters. One of them is like a tall cylinder like that, except not measured so precisely. Adorn, you feel like you're never able to catch the streams anymore. Well, we've been gone for a little while because we were at like the leading up to and recovering from Rhinebeck. So it may be just as much my fault. All right, now what next? I think wondering if I need to do tankards because I think some of them are custom and I don't have the stamps yet. So it may be time to go back to 10 or 20 ounce mugs. Let's do some 20 ounce. I've got them over here first. But I have, like, not quite 40 of them, so I'm just going to finish up what I had made up the other day. I want to do some more mimic mugs. I want to do an experiment because Daniel like brought up the idea of like what if we could put like a Santa hat on a mimic mug, and I'm like I want to figure that out and see like figure out the logistics of that, and then see if I can see if it looks good, and if it does, we may take some Christmas pre-orders for mimic mugs. Like, I'm always nervous about taking pre-orders, but like tell me what you think, guys. Like, if I do a pre-order of something like the mimic mugs and say pick your glaze color and pick like the number of eyes on your mug, or you can pick if you want a tongue or no tongue because there'll be a different price point. And that's it. That's all you get to choose. You know, like you don't know exactly how it's going to look, but it's, because they're all going to be different. Would that be something that people would purchase? Because I'm always nervous about, like, taking pre-orders and then somebody not liking it. I'm trying to think of all of the disclaimers I'm going to have to put up. A Santa hat mimic, yes. Like a mimic mug with a Santa hat on it. Stadio Cupcake, thank you for the follow and welcome. Okay. Oh, are you thinking like, like an actual like Santa hat as the mimic? The mimic is a Santa hat. Ooh. I hadn't thought about that. But that would also lend itself to the tankard form, since it's wider at the bottom. Now I'm having more thoughts. Hearing a noise. It's not there. I think it's my lights. I think it's the lights. Like, it almost sounded like water dripping, and I'm like, what is going on? Because I just, I was proud of myself. I fixed a leaky faucet. And I'm like, crap, did I not fix it? Spook, no, we didn't make any new pumpkins this year because we had so many from last year, and so we've still got some of them. They're living at the gallery right now. I feel like we took them to the show where we usually sell a lot of them, and like which was the art show, the St. James show in early October, and everybody had pumpkins. Like almost every single vendor had some type of pumpkins, whether they were cloth, quilted, glass, ceramic. Like, so I feel like they were a bit overdone this year because we didn't sell that many of them. So we never really had to restock. I did a quick raku firing earlier this week because we were doing some Christmas ornaments, and that's something else we've got to look somewhere else for our Christmas ornaments, because that's one of the few things we purchase like Bisqueware, because you can get the round like ceramic Christmas ornaments. Like there's no way I can throw them thin enough to make them light enough to go on a tree, so we buy the bisqued round ornaments from Mako, and the last batch we got in like 2 boxes of them all exploded. Where normally we're used to being able to do them in the raku process, so like and I'm not talking about just taking them out and little crack forms. I'm like, we took them out of the kiln and they like exploded into pieces while we were holding on to them. So, and I know like the talc issue, that supply issue that a lot of places have been having, has affected slipped cast pieces more than anything else. So I'm wondering if the slip cast pieces like just are no longer, if that was something that helped them retain thermal shock. I'm not sure. So we won't have any raku Christmas ornaments for a while. I mean, they didn't explode to the point that anybody got hurt. It was just like, they just decided not to stay together anymore. All right, let's get some more tiles. Oh, really? DM's like, you hate the new slip you've had to go to because your supplier can no longer get the white talc. Yeah. So how has it been different for you? What are some of the other properties that have had to change? It takes 25 minutes to pour your large tree molds versus 12 minutes. It dries much quicker. So you have to take the molds apart sooner, which has been okay, but just an adjustment. Okay. This one seems kind of wonky. You've had more cracking. There is a talc shortage in, I don't know if it was in 2020 or if it was 21, but there's a specific talc mine in Texas that had produced talc that was mainly used in a lot of slip casting and low fire ceramic clay bodies, but also in a lot of glazes. Very specifically, I got them covered up now, but my jade and my jade glaze. And it was called Texas talc, and it was special because it had talc, but also a little bit of manganese in it. And it was just, it came out of something that came out of the ground that everybody used, and it worked really, really well. But a tile company decided to buy the mine, the entire mine. So it's not really a supply issue because the mine is still there and there's plenty of it. But a tile company bought the mine and decided not to sell it to anybody else. So. A lot of places have had to reformulate based on, the supplies that we have. There are other materials that have legitimately gone away, never to be seen again because it was, like what clay is in pottery supplies. It's minerals made of minerals that come out of the earth, and when it's gone, it's gone. That's why there's so many ancient techniques that we may know technically how to make, but we can never recreate, really, because we just don't have those materials anymore. It's gone. It's not that we don't know how it was done, it's just that we don't have those things around anymore. And there are some things that are okay, well, we can mix these other three things together and get an approximation of this mineral that we've been using for 20, 30 years. Or do we just say, okay, we're not going to mess with it and just make a change to your inventory and go on? That's what I'm going to have to do probably in the next year or two, because the things that make some of the very first glazes I ever made, like my jade and my iron, they're very earthy colors. There's the iron over here, and the jade is a very a sage green that's kind of a satin glaze. Materials in both of those are changing. And while I've got enough to last me for a few years of just making those two glazes, it's have to make a decision to either take them off the inventory or figure out how to keep going. Zulu, thank you. Cookie Jar Pottery, hello. Oh, DMs, yeah, you were saying, yeah, no, that's what happened is a tile company bought the mine and didn't sell it to anybody else. And I found this out because I talked to somebody in Texas who I'm like, hey, I heard y'all might have some talc left. And they were like, yeah, everybody's been calling us trying to buy it, seeing if we would sell our supply. I'm like, he's like, what do you? I said, I don't want much. And he's like, what do you need a pallet? I'm like, no, give me a 50-pound bag. That'll last me a few years because I use it for one glaze, really. Maybe two. And it's not the main ingredient in the glaze. It's just part of the glaze. So. And he told me what happened. Well. And also, by the time that, like, I actually need to use something else... Okay, this one doesn't want to be anything, does it? This one does not want to be a mug today. It's, I'm just going to call it on this one. By the time, you know, I need to make a decision on these, there may be a suitable substitute out there. Gersley borite is the other thing that's not in this world anymore. But that several places have made a substitute with, like, just mixing a few other ingredients together. Lumi Celine, hello! Is there no music? Let's see. Sometimes when it gets, like, when there's noise in here, I can't hear it, but... No music. Okay, let me see. See. Okay. And I was making sure I was on the same track. Like, so, I've been using Pretzel Rocks, and they've redone some of their categories, and they took away my Electro Swing category. So I'm trying to find what, like, genre they've put all these songs into, or if they have lost some of the songs, so maybe it wasn't played as much as others. I don't know. So... Yeah, so I'm like searching for like some of the different songs and seeing if I can find them again. There we go. Lumi Celine, you've come to raid our stash. Well, welcome. Though my art supplies are a bit stickier than most. So did anybody have any trick-or-treaters yesterday? We had a few brave ones come out because it was raining all day, and it lightened up around 6. So we had a few cars come by. I even walked down to the bottom of the hill mostly because I didn't want too many people trekking up a wet hill because it was raining. Visually impaired small people trying to climb the hill. But we had some people ask if they could take pictures with our decorations, which was fun. We had on Tuesday though we had our downtown trick or treat, so we saw a whole lot more then. And I will say I think the overwhelming like most common costume I saw was Spider-Man. There was quite a few Spider-Mans. Saw several Pokemons, and I did see a Ghostbuster and some dinosaur Jurassic Park things, themed things. Had several princesses and quite a few like Wednesday Addams. I think I'd like to be a little bit taller. You had a trick-or-treat in the mall? That's a good idea. And lots of Wednesdays. Nice. You had a little ninja. Well, I'm still tickled at all the attention Kiba got when he was here, when we had all the trick-or-treaters on Tuesday, because he was dressed up as a dragon. And so he had a line of kids coming in and petting him and then getting candy. And my favorite ones are still the kids that came in and petted him and then forgot about the candy and just left. Because who doesn't want to come in and pet a cat dragon? Kiba's back to sporting his bow tie now. You would have been one of those that forgot the candy part, yep. This doesn't count as electro swing. I don't know what they're playing now. No stretch of the imagination makes this electro swing. Let's see if we can. I'll go to let's try the jazz channel and see what that gives us. DMs you just started throwing, and your husband you bought a ton of different types of clay to try, just different clay bodies, different firing temperatures, or just like different colors? So tomorrow we're thinking of going to one of the Spirit Halloween places because they're still open and selling off everything, seeing what's left tomorrow. But have y'all heard that like Spirit Halloween is now doing Spirit Christmas? Like I think this is the first year they're gonna do like probably in bigger cities they're gonna do a test market. But it makes you kind of wonder why they hadn't done that before, like just setting up Christmas shops like they do their Halloween stuff. Rent out all those old Kmart buildings. Give them a new life. I don't even know what the big theme was this year, because like I feel like last year it was Beetlejuice. One year it was like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They just had everything themed from Killer Clowns, and I have finally sat down and watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I say I will never look at balloon animals the same again. It is horrible. It is truly horrible. Daniel says it's so horrible it's great, and it's his favorite Halloween movie ever. So we watched it because it was on Amazon Prime as one of the top 10 picks. You have not been to a Spirit Halloween this season. You say you lose goth points. Do you lose them or do you gain them for not going in there? Is it like, excuse me, whenever you walk past like a Hot Topic, do you lose points or gain points for going in a Hot Topic? At first this one was too tall, and then it was like too short and wide, so I just stretched it out again so I can kind of redo it a little bit. There we go. It really, they've even changed all of their facade. Like it used to be, old wrought iron doors. Now I think they've even done away with that, and it's just a plain glass front facade. Your store had the iron gates, yeah. Cool. There we go. Well, that is 12. Let's see about hydrating. What have I done with my drink? Yeah, at Hot Topic, sometimes they have very cute shoes. They do. But I found out one time that, like, or at least the stores around here don't carry the shoes. They're only online things. Or at least that's what it was when I went in looking for some things I had seen online. But shoes do take up a whole lot of wall space. Yeah, I've recently gotten like custom orthotics again, which I had when I was younger because I'm flat-footed. But I got a pair of prescription orthotics again, so I can take them out and put them in any shoe and actually have good support in any shoe. So I've been trying out some of my shoes that I like, but you know, didn't have good support, so they ended up hurting after a while. And one of those was my Converse. So I may get to wear my Converse more often now. I just wish they had more cushion. And I've seen the like, or they're not called platform, but they're like thicker soled Converse. I want to try those, see if they're any more squishy or cushy. Really, like Spook Converse can be very hard on feet. Same with Doc Martens. I've never had a pair of Doc Martens. Converse always are just seem a little bit too small, so I need to like maybe go up a size. Hey, Lassa. Oh, you're waiting for the doctor's office about Megan's orthotics for her shoes. Yeah, mine took me a total of about 2 months to get. From first appointment through all the like approvals and then finally getting them. That's exactly how I was, Lassa. It's because I'm assuming she's flat-footed. That's what happened to me. Oh, Spook, your white combat boots don't fit anymore. You think your foot got bigger, so you're looking at a boot style white Converse high top to replace them. Yeah, I get the Converse high tops. I can't do the low tops. They're like, especially with orthotics, like your foot just comes out of them. But I've always liked the way Converse looked. Just wish they had a little bit wider of a toe bed, and I'm sure you can find something out there now that looks like a Converse that's a bit wider. Oh, you did the thing where you step your foot into the foam? Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't had anything done since I was little, like, maybe the last ones I had done were in high school at the most recent, and at that point you went in and they covered your foot in a plaster mold. They did it that way, so that's kind of what I expected when I went in. I'm like, oh, this is much easier and quicker. Adorn, you're really glad the temps have finally started to drop, right? Today it actually felt like fall. It's cool outside. So, like, does that really affect your business? Like, when it gets cooler, people, like, come in and buy more yarn, or they think about starting projects? Or I feel like with in reality, though, people that really want to get something done by the holidays, you need to start in the spring on your holiday projects, right? The holiday cutoff is going to be mid-November. We haven't set a firm date yet. That depends entirely on how many orders we get before then, and where I'm at, with everything. So as always, like, the sooner the better, especially if you want something delivered in early December. Like, if you wait until the end of November, and you're going to be lucky to get it by December 25th. When I post my cutoff, that means you will get it the week of Christmas. Especially if it's something custom. Now, we're putting everything in stock. We've got a lot of stuff in stock on the website already, so if you look at the in-stock items, they are there, and so we're going to be updating that. But we've got a lot of stuff in stock right now that is actually correct. But if you want something, a specific color or, a custom, graphic, that's going to take a bit longer. Oh, yes, yes. Is that the hugs and kisses jars? You've told me before what you wanted on those. It's like a 10-ounce mug with a cork lid. Adorned, we are done with shows. The Rhinebeck was our last big show of the year, and it's fun to say that that's our last show of the year, but we do have another one like the first week in January, so I'm going to be getting ready for that one, you know, once I get done with all the Christmas stuff. Right, yeah, a crafter's work is never done. There's always another show. Yep. There's always another project. But I'd rather be busy than have nothing to do. All right, Lassa, have fun. And thanks for stopping by. You haven't played any arena today. You usually play 2 or 3 matches, or until you win, which could be hours. Yeah. What type of games are you playing? Are you playing the alchemy or standard? Or what are the other types they have now? Explorer, Brawl? When you say you don't know how to customize decks, do you mean like you don't know how to physically change out the cards, or that you just don't know what to put in? Which is can sometimes be very daunting. don't know which cards to use or swap. Oh yeah, and there's just so many to choose from. I would start with any of the packs that you've received and look at the cards if you have any, and then the colors that you're playing, and just swap it out for something similar in your deck. I think Murder is in Duskmourn, so if that's not already in there in some form, I put that in. Because it's I believe it's a common. For removal. Well, I played some special event they had on there. It was like a free event, and it was a ghost packs, because you would open 6 packs, but you didn't get to keep the cards. It was just something they were like, you know, a format they were letting you try, but they made sealed packs out of like all of the rares and mythics and standard. And so you had to build your deck with all these uber powerful cards that were, honestly, a lot of them were really horrible by themselves, because they need all the other cards to go around. So it was like, it was a little bit frustrating after you got over the excitement of being able to use all of these, powerful cards, because it ended up being, like, games ended up being, okay, who's going to get their big thing out first? And that's it, because there was basically no removal. Because the removal is never a rare, it's a common murder, Or else the removal is some, 6 to 10 drop thing that does 5 different things and doesn't help you on turn 3. Was it one April Fool's, they did a thing just for the day where you could use any number of any card on Arena that you wanted in a deck. Go! And so people came up with some really, really silly things. I've lost count of what I have now. Am I past 20 or am I at 20? I am at 22. The shop was selling land for 10 cents each? That's kind of bad. It's like, what is the game shop doing if they're having to charge for land? What are you doing with all of your lands? Are you just not opening up product? Because you end up with, like, so many lands when you open up product for singles. Because there's a land in every pack. So it's been years since we had our game shop, but when we did, like, your distributor or Wizards itself would just send you packs of land to use for drafts. But I don't even know if that may not be a thing anymore. Wow. Yeah, I've never been charged for basic lands. But I've used them. I think maybe you're not allowed to charge for lands if you're running an event like a sealed or a draft because that's part of the entry fee or whatever. So I've got about a dozen or so more of this size to do, and then I'm going to move on to the 10 ounce. gone now. That was like an old piece of sponge. It just came by for a visit. We have Daniel on Facebook. Is it time to go pick up Fuzzy yet? I have not heard from them, so they must not have gotten anything out of her yet. We've got one of our cats at the vet where I'm pretty sure she has like a UTI, and so they wanted to get a urine sample from her, but she was empty when we brought her in, so they said they were going to give her some fluids and try to get her to pee. And so I'm sure she's happy. Just wonder if she's singing the song of her people yet. Because I certainly got chewed out on the way there. So DMs, bats like these tiles, I've probably got like 200 of them scattered around here. But the cat that's at the vet is Fuzzy. She is our long-haired cat, which is where she got the name Fuzzy. Oh yeah, your Neil has sniffles, so she's all sneezy, yeah. Yeah, and I've got so many, like, I don't really use them all at one time anymore, but there was, like, when I'm making things like yarn bowls or things that, like, I don't immediately take off the bat. Like the mugs, when it's time to put a handle on them, I take them off and, put a handle on them and then set them on another shelf. But there's some things like the yarn bowls, when I was making, like, hundreds of those at a time, I would leave them on the bat, cut out the yarn bowl hook, and then let them dry on the tile, because just to let them maintain their shape. And so I might need 100 of those, and then make while letting 100 dry while I'm making another 100 fresh. So I would have them all kind of in use at a time, but. So now I feel like I've got a lot extra. Come on, stay with me now. There we go. Spook, I've been there. I remember having a cat that shot snot rockets, yes. Having to clean off the wall afterwards, yep. But one of the reasons I use tiles for my bats is because they're cheap. You get them in a box of tile, and it's what 25 or 50 to a box. So you can get a bunch of them at a time. Wonder Hamster, should you call or just wait until they call? If it's... I would wait till 4 o'clock and call, because usually they, try to... I think they are open till 5. Part of me is like, let me just take a bath towel over there and put it in her cage, and then she'll go on that, because that's what she's been doing, and that's what happens a lot of times when cats have a UTI, like they don't want to move as much or whatever, and so they'll go on the outside of their litter box or start peeing on other things, and that's what's been happening for the past week. So DMs, you've been looking into the bats. You have no idea which ones to get, because you have 5 right now. 3 of them barely fit the wheel, and the ones you ordered from Amazon said they would fit, and they definitely don't. Do you have a wheel with bat pins? Because the different bats, so the ones like this are going to be 10 or 12 inches. And the Masonite bats, which you are going to be the most common, like this one, they have this one, some of them are covered up, but they have 4 bat pins drilled into them at 2 different sizes for the different kind of standard widths of bat pins. Shimpo Whisper, okay. Personally, for a big bat, the Masonite bats work fine. The drawbacks of those is that they do warp. And so if you're using them all the time, you'll need to flip them over and flatten them out. If you're wanting to do a system like this where you've got to insert, I do not recommend the Masonite bats, because they just deteriorate too quickly. Besides the warping and everything, they just fall apart. So what I've got here is one of the plastic bats. Now, I hate, loathe, and despise the plastic bats when using for normal things, like for a wide bowl or a plate or something, because on my wheel, they are very tight. And so it's hard to get them off once you've got them on. And what that does when you've got a freshly thrown whatever is when you like pull really hard to get it off, you destroy what you've just made. But it works perfectly for this because it stays on and it doesn't deteriorate. So if you're going to start cutting a hole in something, I recommend cutting a hole in the plastic bats. But I have about a dozen of the masonite bats that I use when I'm doing bigger things like plates, pie plates, dinner plates, or just wider bowls. And I don't really need more than that because if I'm going to do some, I'm not going to be making like 30 at a time. I can spread that out over a couple of days. But because most of the things I make are not going to need a wider base than 6 inches. So I go with these, and I have seen people throw on the wheel with like 12-inch tiles, like you know, ceramic tiles, and so that is another option. But with this one, like, this is the plastic bat, and the first one I made, I've got one around here somewhere that I dremeled. Measured it out and then dremeled a hole on here. And now, but with this one, we actually used our Glowforge and like put it on there and measured the square so it's like perfectly centered, where the other one was not perfectly centered. But you could very easily, you know, do it with a Dremel. And you can also like buy the systems pre-cut for like, you know, an insert like this. But still, a lot of them I see are made out of masonite. And I'm like, why? Why? Because they warp and swell, and so either they don't fit, or, you know, or they're wobbly. And so I don't know why they make them out of that. Yes, I made, started with the bat, and then I cut a hole in it. And I'm wondering if you could probably do this with, like, I wonder if you could even do something and cut it out like a round shape or something, because I've seen a lot of people use like round like plaster bats that they just like stick to the wheel and then pop off. Because a plaster bat is beneficial because you don't have to cut anything off because the plaster is going to like dry the bottom and it just pops off. So that's the perk of a plaster bat. But I'm betting you could even like cut out like a circular hole in a bat or something if you're casting those, and just use some slip like I do here to stick it on. That way it's automatically centered. Leave a kind of a key spot maybe to pop it off or whatever. I don't know that I've ever actually thrown on a plaster one. I've just seen it done. Oops. Phone call. I wonder if that's the vet. Let's see. back? We are back. And we still have music. I just wasn't hearing it. We go. And now we're in an ad. So Spook, if you send the Hugs and Kisses text, it needs to be in a vector file. So, I mean, the final format needs to be an SVG if you want to do that, but. 4 more of these. Okay, yeah, do it later today. That'd be perfect. Maybe 5. Maybe there's 5. Hey Dan, good afternoon. I'm good. I'm just concentrating, trying to make sure this is the right size. Trying to adjust this without collapsing the whole thing. Okay, one more big one. So Dan, on that one, I have my guide set up, and it had gotten too tall, so I was trying to compress it back down without. That's why I was putting downward pressure on it with trying to make it a bit shorter without collapsing it. Alright, so this is one of the smaller ones, so I will make my first one and then adjust my guide. But this is a 10-ounce mug versus a 20-ounce mug. So that's a little bit taller than it needs to be. I'm going to adjust the guide and then adjust the pot. Here we go. Ten-ounce mug. Couldn't find my sponge at first. So Wonder Hamster, or Daniel, he's on his way to pick up the cat from the vet. And when they said she was ready, they said that she had been talking to them the entire time she was there, and so I apologized because I assumed she was just screaming her head off the entire time, and which I'm sure they're used to on a daily basis, but I apologized. And he's like, no, actually, no, she was just like conversing with us. What they would, the tech would talk, say something to her, say something, and then she would respond, and so she would chirp. Well, at least she's being friendly. Yeah, April, isn't it sweet? Yeah, you know, she was saying like, "Hey, you, let me out, let me out, let me out." That's what she was saying in cat speak, but. But when I put her in the box this morning and took her to the vet, like she was making sounds I'd never heard come out of this cat before. So I guess it's good that I've not heard, her in too much distress, but. So she's never going to speak to me again because I took her there and Daniel's picking her up. So he's her rescuer because he is her favorite human anyway. She much prefers him to me. And this is just going to reinforce it. Yours do that as well. Yeah. Yes, hello, you. Hey, you. May I leave this place? Digital Meow Mix, hello, how are you? Good afternoon. We are, we are. We've got one that we just picked up from the vet because they've got a little infection, but besides that, we're all good. Kiba has had the best week of his life, and he's trying to figure out how to recreate it because we had a trick-or-treat around the downtown square here where the studio is on Tuesday. And I dressed Kiba up like a dragon. And he had a line of people coming in to pet him and get candy, and it was everybody came and they petted the cat and then they got some candy. It's like, finally I'm getting the attention I deserve. Hey, Tender. Your nephew was a circus ringmaster for his first Halloween. Were Mama and Daddy circus animals then? He had a little top hat and booties and jacket. That's cute. Oh, you were the circus animal. You were the lion that he tamed. Yeah. DMs, you're very welcome. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for helping keep me company today. Oh, even better, you were a pink cat lion. Well, hello, Kiba. I think I found my drink. Let's see. Here we go. Come on. It's like you expect me to jump? Oh, wow. Cat, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Kiba's here just in time. All right, come on. There you go. Come on. You can do it. Oh, but why would you when someone can pick you up? When you have a well-trained human. I think he's confused by the board. Come on. There you go. There we go. Here he is. Oh, there's an almighty purr. Almighty purr. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Cat, thank you for the raid. Here, have a cat. Oh, Meow Mix, is that what it was? Like, the costume was an idea because it matched his favorite toy that he's always holding. Gotcha. The chewy straw used for teething became his magical circus conductor wand. Yes. This is Kiba. He is my studio supervisor, and it is apparently time for an authorized cat petting break. But I do need to get some stuff done, Kiba. He's not the best production manager. I got clay on you, I'm sorry. Because he authorizes way too many cat petting breaks. And there we did it, the water. Oh. He just dunked his tail in the water and then brought it up and went like that. And then, not like there's not clay everywhere, but still. Ready to go for a spin? You gonna help me out here? There you go. He's like, I'll do what I must. Whoops, nope. I gave him a way out. You gonna sit right there? You gonna sit right here with me? You gonna actually be a supervisor? Mm-hmm. Oh, get your feet wet. You gotta do the elbow scratches. What was the cutest costume I saw? Let's see. I saw several Spider-Mans. There was lots of Spider-Man and Hulk costumes. There was a family of Pokemons. Saw a couple Wednesday Addams. He certainly did. There was so many people who were excited to see him because they may have seen him, when driving by or, walking by, and they finally got to officially meet him. He is so cute with his little bow tie askew. Nope. He's given up. Or no, he's taking a hydration break. Ooh, that one's really short. Kiba's really taking a hydration break. Remember to breathe, buddy. Blue Felgar, hey! Thank you for the resub and good afternoon. Ooh. Guess we had a little air bubble there. He's thinking about it. Hold on. Hold on. Really, Felgar? You don't think you've been here in a while? Wow. There you go. I don't know where he went. Arm, happy second day or happy All Hallows. Whoa. Yeah, I thought you'd stop by and said hi a couple times in the past 6 years. Yeah. Well, Felgar, welcome back. How have you been doing? I hear Kiba over at his food bowl, so he's, he had priorities. How long have I been streaming? Oh, sorry, I guess I did miss that question was for me. I have been streaming, like, today since about 1 o'clock, but altogether almost 9 years, so... It will be 9 years this month on the 11th of the month. So we are 10 days away from my streamiversary. I mean, next year Kiba could be a cow. Yes, there was a cow costume. There was a cow and a pig. But, I mean, he's already a cow, right? So I went with a purple dragon instead. Okay, Spook, yeah, just send that one to me. Send it to me in an email. All right, thank you, Spook. Arm, you'd love to one day make an altar. You need to have pictures of everybody you'd like to put on it. Yeah, it may take you a while to gather all of that together. Oops, stay with me now. Come on. All right, we have 60 pieces. We going for 100? I don't know if I can do 100, but I might go for around 80, like another 20 more at least. Let me see how many of these I have. We'll just see where we get to. so this one was a little bit bigger than it needed to be, and this is how you can sometimes compress it back down. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That one worked okay. And sometimes the entire thing just collapses on you. But you never know till you try. This is the jazz station. Yeah, just jazz. So on this, like, you do get some of the same things you would have gotten heard on the electro swing, but then you get some stuff that's not quite as upbeat as well. I can't hear it currently. Let me see. No, it's not doing anything. Like, I've got a Bluetooth speaker here, and I bet every time it goes off, I bet it's like playing through my headset, because I've got my headphones over here too. I bet it like tries to connect to those and starts playing through them. All right, I think this is 70 pieces. Yes, that is 70. But how many of the 10 ounce? We have 20, 32. I think that might be a good stopping point for right now. That way I can make the rest tomorrow or Sunday. And be done. So I'll let these dry out, and with as cool as it's being today, I'm gonna have to be careful with these because like it's the temperature's dropped, and I can tell just by how my hands feel that like it's much drier today. Yeah, and like the pieces that I threw at 2 o'clock, the very first pieces, like they are almost ready to be put together now. So I may have to cover them up before I go home. Because a lot of times, because the drying times, you know, it greatly depends on the weather, and it can change really quick. Like yesterday, yesterday when it rained all day, because it did rain all day yesterday. Nothing dried out. Because I had pieces here for 2 days that were not dry. That didn't dry out until this morning. Gonna see who else is on today. Because I've got to figure out what's for supper. Got to go see if a fuzzy white cat will talk to me ever again. So I think we're going to go see Sassy Cass. Working on her Lord of the Rings cross stitch, and we actually watched the first episode of Rings of Power. So it has begun. We might actually get to watch it and finish it. Yes, Book, thanks for stopping by. I'll look at your email and let you know if I have any questions. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit while I got some work done today. It greatly helps. So y'all have a good evening. If I don't see you again, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see y'all later. Have a good evening. Let's raid now.